Hey, what's up guys? This is Jason Hadley from Digital Sandwich, and I'm going to show you how to create an effect in After Effects that replicates the shader effector in Cinema 4D. Let's get into it. So this is the sort of effect I want to create. It has this sort of hexagonal pattern around the edges, and it's grabbing the colors from the video in the background. To create this, we need to first start in Illustrator. In here we're going to create the grid of hexagons. So go to your polygon tool, click once, grab a radius of 50, sides of 6, hit OK, and we're going to line that up right here along the edge. And we're going to go to Effect, Distort and Transform, Transform. This is where all the magic's going to happen. We are going to move it a horizontal of the radius times 1.5. So we had a radius of 50 times 1.5 is 75. So we're going to move that 75 pixels, and the vertical we're going to do 85% of the original radius. So it was 50 times 0.85. It comes out to be 42.5. And I'll show you the preview here. You see it's perfectly aligned. And now all I need to do is add additional copies. So I'm going to say we need about 18. And you see it goes down this line. Well, all you need to do is hit Reflect X, and every iteration it'll reflect down in the X. So hit OK, and we're going to go up and do Effect Transform one more time. Apply a new effect. Basically it's nesting these effects inside each other. And what I'm going to do now is make 8 copies and a vertical of 0. We don't want to move them in vertical, we just want to move them horizontally. And the horizontal is going to be 300% of what the original was. So it was 50, we're going to do 150. Now when we hit preview, turn off Reflect X first. Now when you hit preview, it should make a grid of hexagons. Very cool. And now all you need to do is hit OK. So we have this grid of hexagons, but you can see that all we can click on is this one. What we need to do is expand the appearance. So if you go to Object, Expand Appearance, that'll make all these hexagons into their own little hexagon. And you have this group. So what we're going to do now is remove these groups from that main group, and we're going to have to do that all the way down the list. And I'm going to go ahead and do one of them, and then I'm going to pause it and show you guys what it looks like when it's done. So go all the way down the list, keep going. You see, you can see this little icon, how it's a whole row. Just keep doing that, and I'll pause it and come back when it's ready. Okay, so you can see that I've removed all of these hexagons from their groups, and I have all of them in their own little layer. But Illustrator doesn't see these as layers yet. We have to tell them that they're layers. So go ahead and click on that main layer that's in, I call it hexagons, and go to the drop-down menu, click to Release Layers to Sequence, and it'll make them all in their own little layers. This is perfect for After Effects because we're going to need them all separated. Okay, so we should have all of them here, and you can go ahead and just delete that layer that you drug them out of. So you'll notice we have 172 layers, and all we need to do now is save this and bring it into After Effects. Alright, so here we are in After Effects. Double click in the project menu to bring up your menus, and go to your Illustrator file and hit Open. And we're going to import it as a composition. It makes them so they're all separated in their own composition. And we're going to make it layer size because we need them to all be centered. They need to have their own little access points right in the center of the shape. So layer size is what we need. So hit OK. And this is actually going to take a bit because, as you saw, it's 171 layers. So I'm going to pause the video. OK, they're all loaded in. Now we'll just double click that composition. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to move these hexagons so they fill the screen. Make sure to zoom in, so you don't grab those little handles. And there we go. It should fill the screen. Very good. All right. Now we have a little expression that we need to add to our layers. We need to add the tint effect because we're going to be changing the color. And we're going to add an expression to the white. So hold Option and click Map White to, and it brings up this little dialog down here. We have this handy little expression, and we need to select this and paste it into After Effects, but I'm going to tell you exactly what it does first. So what it does is it looks into the comp that you're in, the layer that you choose to use as your reference image, and it takes a sample image of the transform 0 and transform 1, which basically is the axis point right behind the shape, or right in the middle of the shape, and it takes a 2x2 sample color of the color behind it. So what we'll do is we'll copy that, and we'll go into After Effects, and we will paste it in. And click off. You're going to get a little error. That's fine. Basically what that's saying is we don't have a layer called XXX. And so now all we need to do is create our reference image. Let's make a new composition. Let's make it 720p. All right. And we are going to add a new solid. Make comp size. There we go. And we will right click, go to Effect, Noise and Grain, Fractal Noise. And so basically all you need to do is pick an interesting noise, which is blocky, maybe cloudy. Let's do soft. Alright, that's fine. We'll up the contrast because you're going to want a lot of contrast to show the different colors and shapes off, and also we are going to increase the scale. We don't have very many hexagons, so we kind of want to have an interesting looking fractal noise, and so you can kind of see the different whites and blacks in the shape. We are going to rename this comp. We're going to call it Hex Map. And we're going to go over into this hexagons composition and drag the hex map onto the top. And now what we need to do is drag this little guide. You need to drag pick whip the hex map and click off. And there you go. You see it is mapped to a black, which is somewhere up in this area right here. So all we need to do now is copy this expression to all of the other layers. So, or actually just the effect. So we will go to Tint, copy, and drag all the way down to the bottom and paste. And now, if we turn off that hex map layer, you can see that our hexagons are mapped perfectly to the, see that? Kind of cool. And now we should go into hex map and animate the evolution. We'll say 50 frames, 360, boom. All right. And we will knock it down to 50 and hit play. And there you go. So you can put video or anything that you wish behind this. And if you want to add more resolution to the hexagons, all you have to do is go into Illustrator, create a hexagon again, and reduce this radius right here. And you will have double the amount if you make it 25, if you make it 10, so on and so forth. Just be warned that the more you add, the slower After Effects is going to run. Thanks so much for watching my first tutorial. There's definitely a lot more to come. Keep watching Digital Sandwich. We have a bunch of free stuff on the way, Python scripts, that's my favorite. And yeah, thanks so much, and keep making cool stuff. Bye.